In this video, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make a burn and blister balm. A balm is similar to a salve or an ointment. It's all the same thing. And it uses a double boiler where we warm up some oil and we melt some beeswax in it. And the base has a consistency similar to petroleum jelly, but it's much healthier for you because it's not that petroleum stuff. So here we have some beeswax pastilles. If you have a block of beeswax, you can get shavings, but it helps to measure it much better. So I have 2 tablespoons of beeswax pastilles, and I have 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin seed oil. And I chose pumpkin seed because pumpkins are something that I could feasibly grow a lot of, be able to get my own oil from. I have a pot with some water and a glass bowl set up as a double boiler. And here I have an assortment. If I can speak now, I have an assortment of containers. I have these little metal tins here. These are my favorite to put in kits because you could throw your trauma bag down, nothing is going to happen to that little metal tin. You could use a little jar like this. That would be fine, I think. But not for anything that's going to see any rough use because glass is breakable. Nice size, but wrong material. Now, there are these jars here, and I think this would be fine, for your home apothecary, your home medicine chest. This would be perfectly fine. You could use that. But that really is a lot of salve. That's a lot of balm, a lot of ointment in that one jar. You'd be very surprised. A little goes a very long way. We have lavender essential oil, again, for the pain and the burn care, the healing without scars. We've got Ylang Ylang oil, which also helps to diminish the sense of pain. And we have German chamomile, this wonderful anti-inflammatory German chamomile, but it is a little on the odoriferous side. So the nice floral scent of the other oils do seem to combat the German chamomile aroma. Now here I've already warmed up the oil and I've already put the beeswax pastilles in. You can see some of the little yellow flecks as I work that out as they melt here. It doesn't take long. You don't want to heat the oil. You don't want to be cooking it. You just want to warm it up. So now I've poured it into a measuring cup because that'll be easier to pour it into those tins. But you can see here, it's already cooled a little bit in the bowl. It's already the texture of like a petroleum jelly. So now at this point, you want to add your oils. You want to do this right before you pour it into your tins because the oil will have cooled off quite a bit, and you don't want to cook your oils. Essential oils don't store very well. I know that people say that they do, but they don't. They're volatile, and if you put them in oil that is too warm or too hot, you're going to cook them off. So I do it at the very last second, right before I'm going to be putting my salve or my balm, whatever you want to call it, into the tin. So that was about 15 drops of lavender oil, 10 drops of Ylang Ylang, and it's going to be 5 drops of blue chamomile. And even though it does have sort of a strong and pungent aroma, it is wonderful as an anti-inflammatory, and that certainly helps here in this particular burn and blister balm. And you'd be using this for you could use it on any sunburn. You could use it on any wound or any cut. It would certainly help prevent infection from small cuts and things like that as well. But if you had a blister that popped on someone with a 2nd-degree burn, this would be a wonderful thing to apply to it as it's healing. And of course, you're going to want to cover that with some sterile gauze as well. So you mix in all those oils and you just pour it right into the tins, and you'll see when you pour it, and it gets a chance to cool off, it creates this beautiful smooth sheen on top, and I end up scooping out the cooled ointment that's along the sides of the glass measuring cup, and it's a very big difference. It doesn't even look remotely the same when you scoop it out and you put it into one of these tins. That's the one I'm going to keep for myself. Just the perks of making these things. It doesn't look as nice, but it's going to work just as well. Now I also chose pumpkin seed because if supply lines were to go down, I can grow a lot of pumpkins, but I can't grow a lot of olive trees. If you can grow olive trees and you can press your own olive oil, then go for it. But I'm just thinking, if I did have to duplicate it myself, what kind of fat would I use? And not only could I produce the pumpkin seeds, it's very good for the skin. So that's what I opted for here. So now you can see it's got that real petroleum jelly texture, but it doesn't have any of the downsides of being made from petroleum. So yes, the one that was scraped out, very ugly compared to these nice soft, not soft, silky smooth tops of these that were poured. But they've cooled off, but you can see it's still very much an ointment. It's not hard. And there you have it. That is a burn and blister balm. You could also put on any little small cuts either to prevent infection. It's a very simple process to make an ointment. It actually feels really good on the skin. It's not greasy at all.